Welcome to the Mountainside Podcast. Our guest for this episode is Jeremy Myers. He's normally the man behind the curtain, pushing a lot of buttons. Today he's in the hot seat with me to break in our brand new studio space. There's nothing too serious about this conversation. Anytime sitting down with Jeremy, there's going to be a lot of laughs. This was a fun episode, and I hope you enjoy.
So Bobby went ahead and moved all of our shit into a new studio without hardly telling me, kind of, hey man, could you come down here and help me move a table at some point? And then no, I got it taken care of. And then I show up and we have a new studio, and it's fucking awesome. Pretty dope, huh? Yeah.
Because does our logo go up on that TV? Does that thing work? Yeah, look at that. So we went from like a 13-inch.
Everything got bigger. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, the room got bigger.
Yeah,
it's hard to believe that we started this thing in a fucking closet, dude. Basically,
it was real small.
Yeah,
this is cool. I would just want to come in here and hang out.
100%. Yeah, we are going to.
Well, I know, but it's this is better than.
Like, why do you never come home anymore?
I've migrated from my the main floor of my house is not mine, so I went down. I have like a little shop area, so I've migrated from there, and then now to my garage, and that we have built, and now I'm just gonna come here.
Yeah,
I'm basically within staggering distance of home, so yeah, this is fucking.
No, this is gonna be great for like the fights, and I watched. Well, one night when I was in here working on it, it was like a Saturday night or something. So I threw on the UFC and just watched that. Like, I didn't get much done that night.
No, but it's cool. This is like, yeah, I hate to use the term man cavey, but it really is. It's just like, yeah,
it's definitely a man.
Cool.
The females, I think, would be impressed though too.
Totally. Yeah. If they're cool.
Yeah.
If they're cool.
Well, those tend to be the only ones that we have on the podcast are cool ones, right?
That's true.
Kind of
but
the girls that are into the outdoors.
I got the bar right there, and
yeah, look, it's an arm reach away now.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. We need the bar closer to us. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. We're in a completely new space. And
hey, by the way,
yeah,
cheers, man.
No, and I'm juggling different drinks here. Cheers, buddy. Looks great. Again, like I probably repeated many times, but like even just walking in here, it's like, damn, dude, you really knocked this shit out. You should be really proud of yourself.
Well, thank you.
Between reaching what am I 80?
It wasn't alone though. You've helped me with a bunch of shit.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean just like between the space and between how many episodes you crank out, and this is like basically a one-man operation. You're the dude. So
no,
it's
dude.
like,
without you though, let's not pat each other on the back too much. It's just the two of us in this room right
hurt
now.
our shoulder.
My other assistant bailed on us, so
yeah,
she's sick.
Yeah,
but
liar.
No, she said she was puking and stuff. She's like, I'll still come up. I was like,
no, it's all right.
Please don't. I just remodeled the place.
Yeah, exactly. Keep your stomach stuff at home. No, that's probably a good move. Yeah, especially I gotta go out of town this weekend. It's like, please don't. Please.
Oh, dude, I wish you were here because I got a lineup of just fucking people coming in the door. So I don't know. I might have to turn them down.
It might just
be sit here and watch TV.
You watch TV. hang out in your new.
No, I can't do that. I actually talked to Sean Baker today. He got me all jacked up. We did a little Zoom call thing.
Oh, you talked to him?
Yeah.
Dude, what was that like?
I was on with him for like half an hour or something.
Yeah, just chatting it up?
Yeah, and it was mostly just about his diet plan and his business and all that sort of shit.
Are we changing our diet?
I am.
Oh, you are?
I'm all in.
Dude.
I'm going to try.
I
don't know, man. Like I did it, was it last summer? It was kind of a craze like last summer, I feel like, and now it's a real craze.
I think it was 2 years ago. So
was it?
That whole, at least when it landed on my radar, was when You know who Jordan Peterson is, right?
For people that don't know what we're talking
sorry.
about, just listen to this thing. It's the carnivore diet. And Sean Baker's kind of, what'd you call him? The ambassador?
Oh, I don't know if that's it. Well, I guess he is.
He's a doctor.
It's his brand now, kind of or his not his identity, but it's like that's what he's known for, I guess.
Right.
Or at least when Jeff and I when we were talking about it, we both.
Yeah, Jeff is
right
who
away.
kind
It
of
was
spurred
like,
this, the last episode, right?
And but when it landed on my radar was, and I'm not a fucking doctor, but Jordan Peterson, you know who he is,
right?
Right. So his daughter had all kinds of like autoimmune problems.
Oh, right.
And like arthritis and shit, and like she had a whole bunch of shit wrong with her, and she did that and it straightened her out.
Really?
Yeah. And then he's nuts, right? Jordan Peterson. He's
100%.
He's a lunatic, and she convinced him to go on it, and straighten out a bunch of shit for him. And then he went nuts and had to go, so he went through a bunch of shit afterward. But it's like a bunch of mental shit. It from head to toe.
I notice my diet
it.
mentally, like on a podcast day, I will do certain things, right? Like I take Alpha Brain. Mm-hmm. That's one big one for me. I swear to God, that shit works. And the black label shit or whatever now that they have out is like tenfold.
Really?
Like I can form sentences. I didn't take any for this one because I'm not talking to anybody.
Like, yeah, you need to
rocket
form sentences around me. You just grunt.
No, and honestly, when you mix alcohol with it, it just throws it all out the window. And
really?
I don't know. I think so.
It's like
because I'm trying to figure out like my cocktail.
It's like
right?
a Red Bull and vodka.
Mm-hmm. But my biggest thing is diet, dude. Like I'll almost fast on podcast days a little bit, and then I'll eat like a really light meal before I come in here.
Yeah.
Because I figured out like can't even say that word.
Maybe you should take it Alpha Brain.
Cognitively, it makes me just sharper.
Yeah.
But it also makes me more angry. Like I tend to.
I don't know. Half of the shit. I mean, it seems like you need to be a fucking scientist to figure out exactly what you need, or maybe you just need to try a bunch of shit
well, I think that this is more of like the way that Sean was explaining it to me today is it's kind of an elimination diet, right? So he's like, I'm not saying that this is the diet for everybody.
Sure.
He's basically like, start with this because you're eliminating
everything
pretty
except
much,
for
right?
one thing.
Except for protein, which your body has to have, right? Protein and fat. And and then slowly just start to, if you want to add something back in, he's like, honestly, you're going to get your best results if you try not to. So I'm all in, dude. I got freezers full of deer meat. And so that's another thing. Like
couldn't this have landed like 3 years ago when it was like shit was a half price?
Oh, no shit. Yeah. Inflation is a little bit different.
He's eating ribeyes for breakfast.
Yeah, but I mean, you can do it on burger and stuff. I'm going to be doing some of it on burger.
I heard him say that.
And then when I talked to him today, he was talking more like he does like 3 days of like lean meat, and then he'll do a day of like a fatty, like a ribeye or something like that.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah. Well,
but it was just cool talking to him. It was cool that I was able to connect that fast. And dude, he's got an awesome website that breaks down everything like. What you should do, you should look it up. I think it's Revno or something. Just put in Sean Baker Revno or.
I'm dragging apps around.
But anyways, I'm gonna try it starting the 1st of April, and then that way, if I bail on, I can just be like, April Fools, I don't know. I did it. What I was saying earlier is I did it 2 weeks ago?
Rivero,
that's what it is. So this is his website, and there's a ton of information on there that I was kind of cruising around and looking at today.
Dude, he's such a fucking beast.
Oh, he's
an monster.
Animal, dude. And what the funniest thing, you got to pull up your Instagram and let's watch that video real quick that you showed me, because this is like what spurred, like I knew about this, and what I was about to say was I tried this
his Instagram
last summer, but dude, I found myself like getting a little too aggro. Like I was like snapping at stuff that I normally don't snap at, like yelling at the dog, like, go outside, like that sort of thing. So I don't know. If my attitude changes drastically, that might be the only variable.
Your attitude?
Yeah. Because I don't want to be roid raging around just because I'm eating ribeyes all the time.
Here's one.
Now go to the one where he's like, there's vegans at dinner or something, and anyways, if you're just listening to this thing, if you're not following Sean Baker on Instagram, I highly recommend following him unless you are a vegan, because you'll probably be very offended. Keep going down. Keep down. Yeah,
but you saw the one with what's his name? What the hell's his? Why am I forgetting his name?
Well, we don't have any audio, do we?
Oh no.
Can you
gotta
turn it up on the computer?
Whoever put the studio together really fucked up. There's this guy here, Sprouts Dinner.
Right. Yeah, this is the one. But anyway, so it's basically what would you call that? Pairing a video or something? Like they do it on TikTok all the time, where it's like you watching somebody else and their video and your reaction.
It's just a reaction video. It's just got a bowl of Sprouts. The two of them have a bowl of Sprouts. He's just mobbing a ribeye with a giant knife. What a lunatic. Yeah, so that's really cool that you were able to hook up with him. I'm very interested in that.
No, super gracious guy. Gracious with his time. Hopefully if he makes it out here to Colorado, which he does fairly often, maybe we're going to get him in here too for a minute.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
crazy. He's got a crazy veteran background too. Like,
really?
Yeah, I went back and listened to him and Rogan like a few years ago, and he talked about all kinds of shit, like working in an army. He was a doctor in the military first, and just some of the shit, like the triage center in Afghanistan at one of the bases or something. And it was
Jesus
like,
Christ.
yeah, it was bad.
That's fucking wild. Yeah. But
yeah, no, I'm pumped to eat some ribeyes.
Yeah, that was like I just went shopping yesterday and was like, whoa, dude, this is fucking wild. So yeah, this is not the optimal time.
Yeah, a grocery cart now. I mean, you can easily put $200 in one of the half carts.
Yeah,
no problem.
No problem.
Especially if you're feeding kids and shit,
fucking
dude.
Squirrely, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go down that road, but I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
I think that everybody's starting to like get a little. I don't know. You talk about snapping. I think we're going to see a lot more people on edge.
Yeah, I hope not.
I hope not too. But I mean, you turn the screws to a bunch of people who have been kind of put into a weird position that they never anticipated being in for 2 years, and then say, hey, yeah, by the way, we're coming out of it, and everything's going to be twice as expensive as it normally is. Yeah. Everybody's going to be like,
I heard yesterday, I haven't caught up on it today, and I was actually going to ask you that, this whole thing that's happening in Ukraine, supposedly there were some peace talks yesterday. Did anything come out of it? Did they?
I don't know, man.
Who knows?
Here's what I know. I don't trust anything fucking coming from anybody. That's exactly.
This is why we make the best duo, dude, because
I don't trust shit. Because I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'm off-road and all over, and I don't trust anything coming out of anywhere. You can deep fake shit now that
right
is
all the propaganda
impossible
stuff.
impossible to. I remember last year when that Tom Cruise guy started pumping out those videos. I went, "Oh, this is gonna be a fucking problem." Like when I saw how good that one dude was actually.
What are you talking about? I don't
You've
know.
never seen the guy who deepfakes Tom Cruise?
No.
All right. So he has a program, and he was like a Tom Cruise impersonator anyway.
Okay.
But he layers this thing on on his computer. I don't know. I'm not a fucking animation guy, but like
CGI type shit.
Somehow he's just got like a computer and a fucking GoPro, and he makes himself look like Tom Cruise.
Does he resemble him at all? Or?
Oh, I've never seen him
okay.
in real life, but whatever. He cranks out a video that you go, oh, that's Tom Cruise talking to me, and it's not Tom Cruise, and you're like, oh no, this is gonna completely fuck everything up. You're gonna be able to fake everything now. You're not gonna be able to trust what you see on TV.
Yeah,
and it's like, all the propaganda that got pushed out in the beginning of this thing, all the stuff that's currently being pushed out, billions of dollars being transferred all over the place. Everyone's on the take. Everyone's corrupt. I'm like, oh, I can't trust anything now. I'm just like hiding in my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
And I try to look on the brighter side of things, I guess.
There's no bright side, brother.
I know.
No, but it's like, I think it's a really...
It's like that saying, though, can you live your life in fear? You know, like you can, certainly.
I mean, I'm going to go flying all over the place the next 2 months.
But it's not like you're hiding in a basement or
no,
anything.
No, not at all. It's just like the natives are going to get crazy.
But you wish you had a bunker underneath your garage.
Boy, don't I. Don't I wish I was an engineer.
Yeah, right.
That would have been cool. But like, we just need to drop like, we just need somebody steady at the keel to like bring everybody.
We need a leader
to bring everybody down and nice and chill. And hey, I know we're all pissed off, but let's all take a step back and take a breath. Not your taxes are going to go up. There's going to be food shortages. By the way, we're shoveling money out of the country.
Well, that's the media.
We've got no border. Everything's out of control. The media has kicked the anthill over. Everybody's confused because they don't know who to trust.
Right.
Well,
the president's confusing as well.
The president's very confused.
He's spent the past 2 days just backpedaling, like from his little trip to Poland or whatever.
And his safety is like his insurance policy is the next in line because you don't as if that would be any better. But like, I just feel like
it is scary times, man.
But like you've seen a kid, like there's you got a nice organized hill of ants. You know, they all have their job. They all know what to do. They go, hey, Harry, blah, blah, blah. They're passing each other, intersections and stuff. Everything's working. And you just have a teenager who comes by and just kicks it. And I feel like that's what has just happened. It's like, oh, my God, should I wear a mask? Should I not wear a mask? Who's sick? The flying gas is like fucking $6 a gallon.
It's crazy.
It's going to be nuts, dude.
So back to that Tom Cruise, what'd you call it?
They're called deepfakes.
Deepfakes?
By the way,
there's an app out there now.
Boomer Hour with Jeremy and Bobby.
There's this app out there now that's called, I think it's called Face Off. And
it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's got movie clips. So like you can put your face over like a Scarface clip or your favorite. I think I was Mr. T at one point, and Rocky 3. And it's fucking hilarious, dude.
So here's what you're doing is you're aiming a camera at your face and your camera is measuring every square inch, square millimeter of your face, and they're uploading it somewhere where they're going to store it for God knows why.
Crazy.
Where's this dude's? But here he is.
Dude, can you hear the traffic out there at all? It's way better in here, right?
It's way better in here. It's
like when we had the temporary studio set up, it sounded like Sturgis out there. I haven't heard any Harleys go by yet.
Here we go. Watch this.
Oh, that's not Tom Cruise, though.
Hold on. It's not? This is one of the first ones, too. This is last year. Dude, that's Tom Cruise, man.
Yeah. The whole hair flip and everything.
Well, that's his whole thing is that he's got the little. You can make somebody look just like someone, but you got to have the little twitches and all the little tiny, what you would otherwise think is insignificant.
Sure.
Little ticks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't like it.
They're all crazy.
It's only gonna make everything that's already crazy. It's just gonna make it more complicated.
Yeah, so I haven't heard a motorcycle go by yet.
No.
I wonder if they're out. Oh, it's colder today, though, huh?
No, we're
definitely going to hear those.
It snowed this morning. It's beautiful now.
Yeah.
It snowed this morning. Nobody's out. The roads are still shitty.
You know, one of my pet peeves is, like, being behind somebody on a Harley that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Like they don't know how to. It's scary, man.
I'm glad I never got into that shit. Do you still have your bike?
Yeah. It's probably going to sit and collect dust as long as I have this podcast, man. It's like I don't have any fucking time between archery and being a dad and this.
What does it need?
Everything.
Really?
It's a complete like rebuild, yeah. But it's a fucking badass bike.
That sounds cheap.
Yeah. And I want to do it myself. Like that's part of the thing, right? Like you're a car guy, you know.
Do you know your way around that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I would probably take like the engine down to get the heads remachined and do all that sort of stuff, but I can take it apart and put it back together. Yeah. And I would definitely take it somewhere to get painted or powder coated or whatever, but
yeah. This again, like living online like we have the past couple of years, it's like some of these dudes who have taken on projects that I follow, it's like, what balls? Like taking a car down or building, from the ground up,
right.
something very expensive. I'm just scared to death of fucking something up and with my two left hands.
Yeah, but you work on your cars all the time, right? But you know your way around them.
To a degree. But then there's certain shit where I'm like, you know what?
Did you sell the Rabbit today?
No. Not yet. I'm thinking.
Let everybody know what's for sale.
No, yeah, I know. We're selling everything. No, but the. Do you hear that?
I do. It's a cell phone, I think.
Was that mine?
Yeah.
It was. No, but my fear. So I had a buddy of mine who sent me a picture of this old hot rodded truck that was like in pieces, and he said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And I said, "Oh man, that looks like a project." I'm like, "I'll tell you what you do is you wait for a guy who's getting divorced." And there's plenty of that. I'm like, you wait for a guy who's getting divorced, and you'll get a deal on something. So just like hold out. And he goes, yeah, it's my uncle's. He is getting divorced. And I'm like, oh fucking, I know his uncle. I was like, oh Jesus,
damn,
dude, that's brutal, man. I didn't mean, I didn't. Don't tell him I said that. Don't tell him I said that. But so like I feel like these projects that a lot of people get involved in, with the best of intentions, but then time or money or whatever gets in the way, and then you end up with something with the transmission and up on blocks in the garage, taking up space, parts all over the place. It's real easy to pull shit apart. I'll pull everything apart.
That's what I like about bikes is that like I have a bike stand.
Yeah.
It's super, like I can move it around the garage. I can spin it 90. I can do whatever I need to do,
But I'm afraid that I would get just far enough that it would just be a pain in the ass and expensive putting it back together again. And
if you have a car, you need like a shop.
Yeah. So that makes me hesitant about getting too deep into certain stuff. A lot of shit I can knock out, but like big stuff, like I had to put a transmission in the one car, and I was like, man, I did this when I was like 20 something, and I'm like, do I really feel like crawling underneath this car in a cold garage over the winter? Like, no, I don't feel like doing that. I'd rather pay.
Volkswagens and Porsches are pretty low to the ground. Like,
they're low to the ground.
Truck's a different story.
I think my hands got bigger, dude. I don't know. I can't get my fucking hands into it, or I'm just clumsy and I don't know. But I was like, you know what? I'd rather pay a guy $500 to do this for me, and get it back running, and he's responsible for it, and he doesn't live on a dirt road. So,
speaking of big hands, did you see that fucking shit that happened at the Oscars? I know everybody's talking about it.
Oh my God. What a shit show. I feel like not to
did you watch the Uncut?
Not to go back. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But not to go back to how horrible our society is becoming. But like, I think that's a signal right there that there's something very wrong. There were no charges brought up, no nothing. Like there's a weird imbalance here, this socioeconomic thing where it's like, oh, you're worth 100 and something million. I'm sorry, I was the low side. You're worth $500 million. You just walk up on live TV and assault somebody, and it's all good.
First off,
yeah, and it's like it's all good. It's all good.
I
Dude,
heard Chris Rock didn't press charges, though.
No,
Does that have something to do with...
Well, no, but like you can't just attack people.
But a lot of times, like a county or something will pick it up.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I walked up to you,
yeah,
and went, "Hey, fuck you," and hit you in the face, and you said, "Well, I don't want to press charges," for sure something would happen to me. I can't be running around.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem.
I can't run around acting like that.
They shouldn't be acting like that.
Nobody should be acting like that. But that's part of the problem. That's also what you expect to have happen to you when you're sitting front row in any sort of a comedy. Not that they were at a club or anything, but like
you're going to get roasted.
You're going to get roasted. You're going to get ribbed.
The thing that bothered me about it was Chris Rock didn't even like. I almost felt like, and I don't want to conspiracy theory or anything, but I almost feel like it was staged, because if you watch the video, like, I don't know, maybe he doesn't have any sort of training or has never been in a fist fight in his entire life.
I don't think he thought he was getting into a fist fight. That's the
right.
thing. Like,
but at least
he's like, holy shit, Will Smith's
the
walking
first
up
thing
to me.
that you want to do is like, you don't want to like put up fists, right?
No.
Because but if you just put your hands up like, whoa, I don't want any problem. At least they're in front of your face, right? The other thing that you can do is like, just take a step back, like get out of fucking range.
Well, there's that, but I don't think he thought that anybody was going to hit him.
Thought he was going to get a noogie?
Yeah, he probably thought he's going to come up and tell me something. So he like kind of leaned into it.
He like leaned in.
That's what I'm saying. I think he thought that he was going to be like, yo, motherfucker, don't talk about my wife.
Right.
Like that. But like, and then he just got a handful
bitch slapped.
So like, there's two
right.
there's two camps. There's it was set up, and then there's the other camp that it was organic, right?
Well, didn't they do it in rehearsals? Like, he didn't get slapped in rehearsals, but like you and I have worked on plenty of those shows.
Right.
They rehearse the entire thing before
100%. So
it's done on teleprompters.
Somebody has to know.
There's scripters, there's writers.
I think that anybody who was involved in that production would have leaked that was
right,
one or the other. And what it sounds like is that it was organic and it happened. But
maybe the third time was too much.
But I'm like, it really does tell you where we are, and it's not a good spot. Yeah. And so you know who Nick Depaolo is? He's a comic. He's originally from Boston. Anyway, hilarious dude. And he does some kind of he leans right. He's totally right. And but anyway, he says a lot of shit that will offend people who will just go into
happens. You walk into any comedy club, don't be expected. If you're sitting in the first
the best
couple
part
rows,
of a fucking comedy club.
Yeah,
but
you're gonna get hackled.
So anyway, Nick Depaolo, he goes and mills around after the show and signs autographs, takes pictures with people and everything. I've seen him a couple of times. He's a fucking hilarious dude. He's done the circuit. Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. And the best part is that like he has these political beliefs that nobody else in his industry does, and they all still love him because he's just the funniest dude. So anyway, one of these shows that he was doing, I forgot where it was. It was like, I don't know, probably like a year or two ago, and he pissed some people off in the crowd, and it was a father and daughter, and the father walked up.
I'm not laughing. I just saw a Bill Burr post today that fucking made me laugh because it was a mock on.
But so anyway, the dad walked up to Nick and started talking to him, and while they were talking, because he had him engaged, this dude's daughter hauled off and sucker punched him, Nick, in the eye. Dude, full black eye. Sent his glasses into his eye, everything. It was horrible. And it's like, then I thought, whoa, this is fucked up, dude. People are attacking comics. And then this happens. And it's like,
that's the thing. Is like, if it's acceptable for Will Smith, how many more people are going to think it's
setting a precedent, man. It's like, I don't know, man. It's not good. It's definitely, because I think that if it was staged, they could see the reaction from people. People were like, dude, that was really a fucked up moment.
And then he goes back to his seat and starts yelling and shit. Yeah.
And I'm like, I think that they would sit there and they would go, oh shit, that was a bad joke. We should probably let everybody know that we were all in on it and it was just a stunt. And nobody's done that.
Well, like I watched a video
because it's poison. It's not.
I watched the full clip. He was roasting somebody else.
It's not good for society.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Not that I'm the guy to tell you what's good and what's bad, but I got a bad feeling about that one. It's just
that's
like,
just been a weird fucking week, dude. Like, I worked with the Foo Fighters in the past, and that whole like Taylor Hawkins thing threw me off a little bit. Dude, they found a bunch of shit in his room, like all kinds of different drugs and stuff. So,
right, but here's the so
in
like
Colombia.
Okay.
So who knows? You know. Like,
so what are you getting junk there? Like,
probably not. You're probably getting
the best shit in the world.
Yeah.
Here's what
but you never know. I mean, you never know.
Here's my tone on everything is, who am I to say?
Right.
Again, the anthill's been kicked over. I don't know who the fuck to believe. When I heard that, I was like, wait, where did it happen? And I'm like, Colombia. I'm like, this dude's 50. He's been in fucking rock and roll for decades. I'm like, this is a professional. They don't accidentally OD on shit.
Right.
You know?
Well, it can happen to anybody. Look at all the people that have OD'd because of fentanyl and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know, but that's
but
because they're just getting it wherever they can.
Right.
You know, it's not because it's not because they're worth $75 million. Probably have a contact that just follows them all over the fucking world. You know, that can get them anything that they want.
Yeah, and I never really got that vibe from him that he was he was always just like a normal dude, you know? Like a lot of times you can spot it.
Boy, that's a fucking dark one to try to kick too, though.
You're right.
But that surprised me. I'm like, how does that happen? Like, this is a professional.
It's a huge blow, though, man, to the music community. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But like, a dude who obviously knows how to handle his, if he has an addiction or whatever. But this is a professional user. You'd think that, especially there, that like.
Yeah.
So boy, was that fucked up. That was I'm not a huge fan, but I can appreciate people for
he was always
their
he
talent.
always
He was always like a high good vibe.
So going back to the Will Smith thing, like all the artists that I've worked for, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to name any names, but there are people that like, for example, one artist, I was a stage manager, and he had a fully encrusted dog clip that he would hang like his Ferrari keys and all that shit on, but it was just encrusted in diamonds, right? And one night it came flying off of his belt and went twirling underneath the drum riser, and I'm the stage manager, so I went and got it, went and handed it to him after the show. Not a thank you, not
it's obviously a punk rock group that you were
nope.
No, I'm kidding.
You get a little bit more respect at a punk rock crew. No, and but then I've worked for people, you know, like the Foo Fighters and stuff, and they treat you with respect. Yeah. And he was one of those.
Yeah.
He was very respectful, like, yes, thank you, like that sort of thing, you know.
No, but you see him in
not that you want to be
interview.
thanked, but he was just a normal person, you know.
That's what you do.
Yeah, he was courteous.
Yeah.
You treat people how you want to be treated. So
yeah, God, fucking, what a bummer.
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald, him, like,
yeah,
I don't know,
crazy
man.
week. Man.
Well, crazy week. Norm was a while ago, but it just like good people kicking. I don't like that.
Neil Diamond pulled the shit off of Spotify. What I mean, what's this world coming to?
Was Neil Diamond? Neil Diamond didn't do anything.
Was it? Oh no, it was Neil Young. Neil Young.
Neil Diamond. How dare you? How dare you besmirch?
Every time I think of Neil Diamond, I think of was that movie Saving Silverman? Have you ever seen that?
I don't.
Oh, dude, you got to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
It's a fucking classic. It's a one-liner classic for sure. Hilarious movie.
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely like getting bombarded with. Is there any good news? Have you encountered any good news? That's what I'm.
We got a new studio.
Yes. Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
We're crushing it.
But
I talked to Sean Baker today.
There you go.
I was watching the UFC fights on Saturday when I was in here.
This is it. I come in here and it changes my mood.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, this is
you got to focus on the good shit, dude.
Well, I know that's what you do,
and
but
then,
I need some.
So
good
you want to
news
watch
coming
something
in
that'll make you smile?
Sure.
This is cool. Go pull up. So last weekend it was a UFC fight night.
Oh, what do I?
We had Chris Gutierrez there from Factory X. And
Is this it?
I was actually watching it earlier. Yeah. Hold up a second before you play it. But this is see if you can find the full fight. Anyways, one of Mark's guys that he trains. So I'm always watching when, Mark's a friend and Dustin Jacoby and them corner a bunch of these guys. So I'm always watching when Factory X is rolling in there into the octagon. And speaking of, that was the first video that pops up. But yeah, Chris Gutierrez had a fucking awesome fight last weekend, dude. And I'm no UFC aficionado, fucking pro. I don't know all the talk and stats. I'm just a fan, dude. So
yeah.
I always get bashed every time I talk about the UFC. But I don't read those comments either, so fuck you guys.
It's one of those.
It's like I just bring it up because I'm a fan, man. But yeah, just look up Chris Gutierrez. Yeah, there it is.
Down here?
Yes.
That's 143. Full fight. Was it that fast?
Yeah.
Oh, this is just some dude.
Oh, yeah. No, go back to... We can just watch the knockout. The knockout was fucking...
Awesome, dude.
It was a good fight, though.
Is there... Oh, this is the one that you have pulled up.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so this is good news. Thank you.
Yeah. Boom.
Holy shit.
Spinning back fist, dude.
Oh, God damn it. See, here's the thing, dude. I can't...
But, I mean, the ref steps in and stops that, all right? I mean, he's dropping some elbows, but...
Holy shit, man. That's... Hold on, I got to see that again.
Yeah, you got to watch for it right at the beginning of this.
Oh!
Boom!
Dude, right in that lower jaw, across the neck.
They showed it in slow motion and just, face distorted. If that didn't get... we need to look up and see if that got fight of the night, because he might have got a fight bonus for that. But it's always good to see those guys win. Shout out to the boys.
All right.
So
thank you, Chris and Factory X and Mark for the only good news of the week.
And there's some more. I think Josh Fremd has got his first UFC debut coming up. We've had Josh on the podcast. That's coming up the 9th or something. Yeah, dude. There's a lot of good shit happening around us. Donnie Dust has got a show coming out. TV premiere on April 4th. We were trying to get Donnie in here.
Is Donnie going to be depositing money into my account? It's what I'm wondering if somehow I can tie that good news into no.
We just need to make our own fate with this. So if you're listening to this and you want to support us on Patreon, that'd be greatly appreciated.
There's that. You know what I'd like to do is
or buy any of our sponsorship. That always helps us sometimes.
This is like cathartic though.
Maybe you need to start taking some more CBD or something, dude. We need to go back to that route.
Something. Or not.
Yeah.
And I'll just call you up and go, "What's good, Bobby? Just tell me something. Tell me something nice. Tell me about Mark's guys winning."
Right.
And I'll feel better about the world.
No, I try to stay in my little, what they call it, 3-foot world or whatever, just because you can control that, right? You can control what you can touch, what you can't. And that's why I reach out to people and try to talk to them. That's why I reached out to Sean Baker. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. This dude's probably not going to,
No, that's
whatever.
That's the thing that I envy that.
You just have to ask.
I envy that about you because that I'm not that I'm not programmed that way. And, yeah, it's just I'm not programmed that way, and I see you, and you're just like, yeah, I fucking know everyone. Well, not that you say you don't know everyone. No. You don't say that.
Yeah,
but if anyone picks your brain and you're honest with them, then you just I know.
Well, I think that's the key is just being honest with them, right? I'm not trying to build it up
no,
we have some huge stage or something to offer him or something.
No.
I was more looking for advice and just wanted to shoot the shit with him.
I'll tell you what, drinking water and eating steak sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds like the life.
I asked him about drinking too. He was like, well, I probably wouldn't that much, but I was like, once a week, twice a week, something like that.
Once or twice, jeez.
No, his exact words to me were
just
like,
monk?
No, he was just like, just cut out. He was like, just cut out what you can.
Yeah.
It's different for everybody.
Yeah.
But what I was getting to too, those days, like those podcast days or whatever, if I'm doing something where I need to be on top of my game, the less food I have, the better I feel. Like if I eat a huge meal, I feel like tired and lethargic, and
I don't eat lunch usually on gigs, right? You know what that does to you? It just sticks a stick in the spokes of the entire operation. Like when you break and you've been working for 5 hours and everybody breaks and stuffs their face, and then you gotta start back up, and it's like, I mean, usually I'll grab something, I'm walking around, I'm just like
nothing gets done after
working.
lunch.
Nothing gets done after lunch.
Yeah,
it's like the worst thing that you can do. So,
and that's construction, everything, right? Like, yeah, not just entertainment, but
no, anything that requires building.
Well, the other thing in entertainment is a lot of guys go to their truck
and smoke weed or drink.
They come back a lot more relaxed.
Dude, the funniest fucking
safety meetings, bro.
Without fail, these dudes I work with in California, and the first time, because growing up on the East Coast where nothing was legal.
Is it legal now?
I don't.
Is it like all
it's
states
legal
or?
Like fucking everywhere. It doesn't matter. It's just degrees of legality and how much you can carry and whatever. But like 10 years ago, very much not legal in on the East Coast or in Pennsylvania. And then I would go to California to work, and dudes just smelled like the most expensive weed.
Oh, it's like getting a cup of coffee there.
Holy shit. And it was shocking to me. Like, I'm just like, wait a second, I gotta work with these dudes. We have to unload a truck, and all that I'm smelling, it's fucking like, what the fuck do you have in your pocket?
But I bet you had a good day, right? They're probably in a good mood.
It depends. That also depends, because
there's definitely people that can handle it, and there's people that can't. And I learned that touring, like, because I had a lot of friends that smoked, and if they did not smoke weed, or this was long before edibles, it was like I didn't want to be around them.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, this can wait 10 minutes. Go to the bus.
Yeah.
Get your fucking head right, and when you're done, come back. And they're like, dude, thank you so much. Like, they were the most polite person when they come back. But
these guys were at least the one dude who I love. I won't say his name. I'm a very big fan of his. I didn't like him on loadouts. I loved him on load-ins. Load-ins, whatever he was smoking was the,
probably a little crystal meth.
Orchestra. No. It was nice, mellow, happy vibes, fucking violin music. Like, just, it was like an orchestra. Just, hey, over here, over there. Blah, blah. Everything worked. I was hands off, just high fives all around. Dude, whatever he smoked for loadout was fucking chaos.
That might have been the meth.
Holy shit, dude. Well, I don't know. There's so many different ways to, or different strains or whatever.
Yeah.
So whatever he would do was 100 miles an hour. It was almost like meth. I don't think it was a meth thing.
There's no way I could operate and smoke. Like, there's no way I could operate a piece of heavy equipment. I couldn't. There's no way.
This
not a good drug for me.
But it was funny because I would hang out.
We
would work with him off, and I would talk to my buddy who we would not participate in that. We're more of hit the bar after the job guys,
right?
And so we're stone sober, as everything's getting ripped out, and we're just like, oh boy. He smoked his loadout stuff, and it was like there's fucking shouting, and he's got no tolerance for anything, and it was the complete 180 degrees. So I don't know. I guess that happens. There's different strains and stuff, but
yeah, and there's definitely I think it affects people differently, just like alcohol does.
A professional user, so like he had his drawers and his different pens and his a pro. So he knew exactly what he was doing, which takes me back to
he just needed to be in fifth gear for loadout, right?
Fifth, dude, eighth gear. This guy was, whoo. So, but yeah, I'll probably be bumping into him in a month.
So where are you going? North Carolina?
I'm going to Raleigh next week, or Friday.
Okay.
So I think I've worked there like twice, but yeah, going there and then, dude, not to bring up work, but like I'm going to work at the Fountain Blue in a month, which you've been.
I don't even know what that is.
Are you kidding me? Miami Beach, Fountain Blue, the hotel there. It's like old.
Oh
old
yeah,
school.
I know what you're talking
about. You know exactly
about.
where it is. On Collins Ave in Miami Beach. That is the. I'm in for. It's one of my favorite places to go. Not because it's real nice. It's a.
Are you actually working in the Fountain Blue?
In there, yeah.
Okay.
One of the dingiest, like, the debauchery that goes on in there is just like gross. I hate to think about what went on in my bedroom or in my hotel room before I go in there, but I do love it there. It's got this weird, cool history to it. Miami's dangerous. It's where everybody with money goes and flaunts it. It's gross and it's so much fun, and it's the best people watching on the planet. Literally, I mean, or at least in the country. I've never had more fun than sitting in the lobby.
Miami's fun, man.
I've never had more fun than sitting in the lobby of that hotel and like just.
You do have to watch your ass there though a little bit, dude. Like, what was it a couple years ago? That dude, like, he literally attacked this woman and like ate her face
in the hotel.
No, it was like a bath salt thing, like
oh,
on the
that's
street.
Fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving the site,
hotel.
Dude. No,
yeah.
I'm talking about in the hotel.
Okay.
That is the best people.
That's where we're a little bit different too. I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
I remember. God, this was a long time ago. It was like when I first started touring. I said to my buddy of mine that I was working with. I said, we got done work, and I said, hey man, all right, so where are we going tonight? And I knew him from locally, but I'd never been on the road with him. And he goes, what are you talking about? Where are we going? Do we have plans? And I'm like, no, just what are we going to do? And he goes, well, I bought a 6-pack and I'm going to my room. And I'm like, well, that's lame. And he goes, I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm like, oh, because I'd never been out of town.
Right.
So I was just like super curious. And now I'm becoming him. But like, you go to the lobby of the Fountain Blue and you are just like the spectacle of insanity. It's super fun, and it's pretty safe because you're inside of a controlled environment.
That's me. I'm never. Fuck, man.
But it's
now
rappers and football players and hookers, and it's all the insanity of Florida jammed into a lobby.
Totally. Keep talking.
It's a cool place. Yeah, hit me with a. No, I'm good for a
whiskey.
I'm good for a beer. Give me a splash of Buffalo.
There you go.
But
here, let me give you a splash. Cause...
Yeah, don't. All right, that's good. All right. But yeah, so I like going. I've probably been there a dozen or so times, and I do love Florida. So it's just nice to.
I used to love going into the arena there because the crew was just all these like Cuban guys.
I've never worked there.
The steward is this dude Frank, biggest sweetheart in the world.
Cuban guy?
Yeah.
He was Cuban, yeah.
But the guy is just jacked, like bodybuilder status, like veins popping out of his biceps that are just look like somebody made them with ice cream scoops, right? Fanny pack. Short shorts,
dude.
The whole, the whole bit. But the guy is
that shit off.
Fucking amazing, and just the dudes in there are amazing. Shout out to my buddy Joel if you're listening.
I do like it down there. And there's a great history to that place and everything, but it's just weird. Getting geared up to go in a full steam with how sporadic.
Are you going to cruise
gigs.
out? You just bought a house down there too, yeah?
Yeah, but other coast.
Yeah,
but the how sporadic and weird shit's been to have a month of like hard. It's like getting whacked over the head with a 2x4. Like fucking wait, I'm gonna what?
Right.
I'm gonna be home for 4 days. Like that's crazy, and that used to just be normal.
Yeah.
So, and with how sporadic everything's been, it's just like I've got this weird anxiety.
Well, I've enjoyed having you around.
Well, I've
helping
enjoyed
me
being
keep
around.
this fucking thing going. So,
but you know the thing, right? Like when you get the jitters a little bit, like when you haven't been on your game on something for a while. Oh no, it's fine. I know it will, but it's like, oof, being away and. It's just like having everything upended. It's just that's
bizarre. How I used to feel when I started this podcast.
Yeah,
and now it's just kind of like I kind of don't give a fuck.
Well,
Not that I don't give a fuck, but I just like
that's how I
come
felt
into it with
here.
that attitude. Like,
yeah,
what's the worst that can happen? We've done 85 of these now.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, exactly.
When I was driving down the hill,
I've had to shit can a couple.
When I was driving down the hill, I was like, oh, fucking, what am I going to talk? And I'm like, oh, yeah, every time neither of you can shut your mouth, so it doesn't matter.
Right,
it's
we're
like,
talking over each other.
Talking over each other, and everything's fine. But, yeah, but it's good to be able to test ride this thing, which is primarily why we came down here.
No, it's not, dude. These are the funnest ones because I get to have a good time. I get to hang out with cool people. You know, and we're in the new space, so, like, I owe it to you. You've been with me since the beginning, dude.
With you.
So I owe it to you to be in here very first.
Well, all right, I'll take it. But no, it's good to be in here. What are we at? How long have we been chatting?
Yeah, we need to wrap this thing up pretty quick. But before we do, if you want to follow Jeremy Myers on Instagram or any of that stuff, where can they find you, dude?
Really, the greatest content on the internet.
No, it's good, man. Like, if you're into old Porsches and Rottweilers.
If you like old cars.
Oh,
and big
by
dogs.
the way, so when I brought my dog over to your house, I figured it out, right?
What was it?
Just like we figured out our technical issues the other day.
Oh, no. Oh, first off, hold on a second. There's no way that you can't touch on that.
I wonder if they're part of PETA or something.
There's no way that you can't touch on that, dude.
I gotta be careful.
You gotta explain exactly what's going on there.
They're our neighbors, so
who cares? So what? That's their business. It's like it's what they do.
Right. Okay.
It's like
straight up, we hardly ever record a podcast during the day. Generally, it's at night, right, or late afternoons. We were temporarily in this space next door where now we're separated by a good 3 or 4 walls now. But we kept having all this shit where like cameras would freak out. We were getting this weird buzzing, but it was real sporadic, right? Like you talk for 10 minutes and then all of a sudden
zero consistency to it, like you would expect if there was a cable that was bad or if there was
But we just looked
or if there was a
so
cell phone,
unprofessional, dude.
You were flustered because you've got this shit so worked out and dialed in.
We've never had these problems, right?
Never had a problem.
And I really wanted to talk to Jeff. Like, there was a ton of stuff that I wanted to talk about, and we just get started. And then
it was like just somebody tapping you on the shoulder every once in a while you're trying to concentrate. It just fucking you up.
But actually, it was a pussy getting blasted next door.
Electrolysis.
Yeah. Electrolysis next door. Had never put it together until I went back and I started listening to the recording. I'm like, how is this even possible? Like,
it was the buzzing was like as if you were getting tattooed. Like it was just that inconsistent kind of movement around and bzz, 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 bzz. And it was someone getting their pubes blasted,
or their back, whatever,
or their back, probably their back.
Upper lip,
that's what it was.
You know, it could have been an upper lip or a lower lip.
I didn't mean to be vulgar.
I think I said it first. But anyways, yeah, we do love our neighbors, though. They've been super cool.
But I think that's hilarious.
They got to listen to us, too, talk about agriculture. No, I haven't told him yet.
You 1,000% have to text him.
I've just been texting with him and stuff, and he sent us a, by the way, we got to work this out. I don't know if you want to pick it up when you get back or whatever, but I got some deer meat for you that I've been promising you for fucking ever. And he sent us like a nice little box with a few steaks in it and some hamburger and stuff from Colorado Craft Beef. So definitely got to try that shit out.
I need to make sure that my family.
And I think I'm going to become.
Before I get a chance.
I think I'm going to become a full-time customer. I think I'm going to buy a half cow from him, dude. If I'm doing this carnivore thing.
Hold on a second. We'll talk off because I have a third.
You have a what?
I have a third freezer.
A third freezer?
Yeah,
What's that?
so, I mean, like I have.
Oh, you have 3?
3.
Dude, I got 3.
So it's okay, cool.
But I bought like so.
Like
my concept
I'm
is,
like maybe I should fill this thing up.
But
So-
here's my concept with that, right? Like it depends on how many animals I kill. PETA, if you're listening to this, in a season, right? So if you're running a huge freezer, you're running more power. You have to cool that entire space. So I have 2, like, I don't know how many gallons they are or whatever,
Cubic
quarts
feet.
or cubic
Yeah.
inches or whatever. But I have 2 small ones, so I can plug one in, and then the other one's just dry storage if I'm not running it. So as I, progress through that stuff, I can shut one of them down.
Right.
It's kind of cool.
No, I have
And
when-
unfortunately, I don't have 2 of them filled. Like my family eats a lot of meat, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Fucking a bunch of Marshalls running around.
Yeah.
Like you've got to keep feeding them.
Well, they just love it, dude. Like my daughter can eat a full ribeye. I'm like, geez.
Well, I've got a 13-year-old now, and that kid's beginning to eat like an animal. I mean, so it's definitely starting to notice it. But I have an empty one in my garage, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I should fire this thing up.
You
and
need to start elk hunting, dude.
I know. So
If
what
you
are
put-
what are you when does that
So
archery
I'm
starts?
going
when?
archery. I just put in for the draw. If you get, I think I have a set of rules and regs here, but you can't have them. You can look at them. But you can pick one up at any gun counter, I think. But if you get you can put in for a certain area. Like if there's a specific spot that like you can hunt right here, 39 is our area.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it's private, but you can pick like a rifle season. I always hunt archery.
Yeah.
So we put in as a group because it's a whole like family thing, and you can do that. You can put
All right,
in as
because
a group
what
of
you put
people.
in with your uncle and your
With
brother?
my uncle, yeah. But if you put in for a rifle tag or something, I'll help you out, dude.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
And what are you doing training?
What am I doing? What
You're training now.
like training? I'm always
Physical-
training.
Well, I know, but like you ramp it up when
Oh yeah,
for-
but it's basically just climbing mountains and shooting my bow a lot. So like, I'll go out early in the morning and I try to do at least 3 miles with like a heavy pack, and then at the days that I don't, I'll do like 6 miles. But I don't know if I'm gonna go that hardcore this year. I think I'm gonna stick more to some weight training and like strength and conditioning
right.
type stuff. But you got to put on the miles.
Mm-hmm.
But rifle season's a little bit different too. So archery is, you got to get pretty fucking high. Like a lot of the rifle seasons,
high and close.
a lot of the rifle season, they all come down and they end up in some low-lying lands and stuff like that. So
Right. But you got to get way close too, which is going to be a thing too.
Yep.
So definitely more.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy with a gun either, but
No,
you can do it.
Totally. I told you when I was 13, and my dad grew up in Western Pennsylvania, so like fishing, hunting, everything, and then he moved to Philly and sprouted me, and there's no hunting there or anything where we grew up, and he took me, so he plucked this like suburban kid and took me into the woods. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Like on a deer hunt or what?
I went through hunter safety and everything. I did my thing, but like, but yeah, it took me out on a proper deer hunt.
That's one thing you'd have to do before, excuse me, before you could get a tag.
Yeah, totally. Oh, I definitely want to, but so I went through that whole thing, and he's just like, yeah, so like we're doing a drive, and we're gonna send a bunch of deer your way, and I'm like, fucking, they're gonna run at me. Like, I know, holding a rifle, and I saw these
They whitetail deer?
whitetails, like 5 whitetails running at me out of nowhere. And I'm like, ah! And I just aimed it in the air. And I fired off like 2 shots in the air, and I'm like, I didn't want to injure him. I almost didn't want to kill him.
Yeah.
I like completely. It was overwhelming. And that's why, like, when I
dude, you did the right thing.
Everyone
that
we have in here who's a hunter, I'm like, oh, dude, these guys are fucking.
Dude,
totally have their
we
shit
talked
together.
about this. What podcast was it?
But I totally freaked out.
It was with the stick sniper guy. Did you listen to that? That was a virtual one that we did with.
I'm 3/4 of the way through. I have it held. I did not listen to it, but yeah, I'm working through that one.
Oh man, dude,
he's fucking awesome.
He's an amazing guy.
That's great.
Amazing guy. Caleb Brewer, Stick Sniper Archery. If you're ever in Tucson, Arizona, he's got a bow shop. But anyways, we talked about that. We were talking about there's a certain, like you take an oath to be in the military. You take an oath to be a president or have a government job or a judge or whatever, right? And I feel like as sportsmen or an outdoors hunter, whatever you want to call it, a sportsman, sportswoman, I feel like that was instilled in me.
A sports they,
a sports he, him, she, he. But yeah, no, that was one thing that was just like, that was something that my grandfathers and uncles, like, it was almost like you were taking an oath, not like you're putting your hand on the Bible. Not totally, that crazy, but it was like, totally. It's your responsibility to do this the right way and make sure that you're confident in your shot. And I think a lot of people just get into hunting, like for you, example, and I'm just going to go try it. But dude, if you wound an animal, it is the worst feeling.
Well, I didn't want to experience
in the world, man.
Yeah. And I didn't even know
because you're not successful. Number one,
no,
and it's worse than being unsuccessful, like not finding anything at all. But like shooting something and not being able to find it,
dude, terrible. I think about the on right where we are, how horrible people feel on a 74 hitting an animal, because everybody here is so conscious of, and you're just fucking maybe looking at your phone or it's 10 o'clock at night.
Dude, the things are damn near black. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And then you get all these yahoos who are just like, slow down. And it's like, I was doing 45 miles an hour. I was doing 40 miles an hour. Like,
right.
This black thing showed up in front of my, like, there's no time to respond. And just the guilt that these people are racked with, particularly around here, because everybody's so very conscious of
I think that's one thing that I feel like they're not very conscious about it, though. Like that's part of living with wildlife. Like that's what you signed up for when you've moved to a mountain community and there's elk in the middle of the road and you're honking your horn.
Oh, no.
There's something wrong with
No, I'm not talking about those people.
I know you're not.
I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the guy who ends up whacking a huge cow at 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
Just when the past 15 minutes of his day has been just like on cruise control.
Right.
And then, boom. And then he's just like, fuck, like, I was taking the kids to school a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, why is this fucking elk's real weird in the middle of the road? And here it's just like, it's dying. Like I was watching this animal die, and I'm like, oh, that's horrible, And it's just like a bunch of people going about their day, like trying to just get to work, and obviously, it was dark in the morning. This is before it's before we. Oh no, it was actually.
No, you really do have to have your head on a swivel.
You
though.
really
you
do.
Can't be like on your phone. You live in the mountains. Number one, it fucking turns every 500 feet, dude. You're gonna have to go through some sort of turn.
Stretch is all straight.
Oh
it's just hills.
But they also put up giant billboards. So if you're not from here, right, like those roadside trailers that say, "Please watch out for wildlife" or whatever they say on them, right?
You drive past it 50 times. It doesn't mean anything to you anymore.
Exactly.
And what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But my God, it's just I feel terrible for those people. So on a high note,
it's a good way to end it.
Yeah, it's great. Let's watch an animal die in the middle of the road. It's great.
No, we do got to get out of here.
Thanks for having me in.
Jeremy, thanks for being the first guy in the the first person in the new space here.
I identify as a person. I
appreciate your help.
This is anybody who comes in here is going to be real happy.
Yeah, I can't wait. We got a few little bugs to work out. We got to find another assistant. So if you're looking, no, actually, we got too many applications already. So
we're good.
All right. Thanks, Jeremy.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Later.
Thanks for listening to the Mountainside Podcast. If you haven't had a chance to do this already, please take a moment, follow, like, subscribe, or rate on whatever platform you catch the Mountainside Podcast at. Also, if you'd like some more information on upcoming episodes, safety tips, access to all of our affiliates, and all the badass discounts that we get here at the Mountainside Podcast, check out themountainsidepodcast.com. We wanted to let you know that the Mountainside Podcast is now available on Patreon. If you'd like access to bonus footage, behind-the-scenes content, ad-free listening, and much more, simply find the link in our bio or visit patreon.com/themountainside. We are also brought to you by Uncanna CBD. If you're looking to trust a natural solution, then look no further than Uncanna to help you curb anxiety, get better sleep, helping with long-term pain, joint mobility, muscle recovery, and many other benefits, then you need to try a full-spectrum or broad-spectrum CBD, and the only brand that I trust is Uncanna. I use their products daily, and I can attest to you of how well it works. Uncanna is also veteran-owned and operated, and is just an incredible company that lives in the outdoors. Whether they're sponsoring professional rock climbers, dirt bikers, skiers, and many other athletes, helping veteran communities get outside. This is an incredible company with an incredible product. Because they are a sponsor here at the Mountainside Podcast, and you're listening to this ad right now, you can receive 10% off your entire order every time that you visit uncanna.com. All you have to do is simply enter promo code TMS at checkout to receive 10% off your entire CBD order, apparel, canine products, or whatever Uncanna has to offer just by simply typing in the code TMS at checkout. Once again, that's promo code TMS at uncanna.com. We are also brought to you by Onnit. Onnit is a company that is founded on the principles of fully functional supplements, nutrition, fitness equipment, and instructors to help you reach your goals and focus while you're doing it. Not only are they an amazing sponsor of the Mountainside Podcast, their products have helped me personally focus and have the energy to push through those moments that can be hard for anyone. I use Alpha Brain for cognitive function. Vitamin D sprays are amazing for essential nutrients, especially right now during this pandemic. Total Strength and Performance is another line of one of their supplements that's amazing. I'm also a big fan of the Onnit 6 workout programs, specifically the bodyweight and kettlebell workout. But here's one of the coolest things about Onnit, and I use it all the time. It's completely free. It's Onnit's Academy articles. Whether you're looking for a new perspective on how to work out a certain muscle or a certain part of your body, there's a ton of information in there like that to mix it up. There's also recipes and just total health articles to kind of open your eyes to a lot of different things. I love spending some time in there. And this is just the tip of the iceberg with Onnit and their mission to help humans reach total optimization. You can find all this information and much more at onnit.com. That's ONNIT.com. While you're there, if you decide to purchase anything, just use promo code TMS and you'll receive 10% off your entire order. There's nothing I love more than supporting America, showing my patriotism, and buying 100% American-made products. Origin Maine is one of the only companies that I found out there that makes an incredible product that's 100% designed, produced, grown, built, and manufactured right here in the USA. So if you're looking for 100% American-made boots, high-quality denim, jiu-jitsu gis, rash guards, hoodies, bags, Jocko Clean Energy Fuel, supplements, and much more, look no further than originmaine.com. If you want to support the U.S. economy, the U.S. workforce, then you can 100% trust Origin and the amazing people that are running this company. And because they are a sponsor of the Mountainside Podcast, you as a listener can truly reap the benefits of buying American-made products at a discount. All you have to do is simply use promo code TMS at checkout, and you will receive 10% off your entire order every time that you visit originmaine.com. Once again, that's promo code TMS, the number 10, TMS10, at originmaine.com.